Belma Vardy is a dear friend with a delightful ministry focused on expressing faith in Christ through worship dance. It's taken her to 6 continents in 27 years. It's resulted in 14 celebration of dance teaching videos. Belma, you often dance with flags, but this isn't one of them. It is, however, pretty precious. This is where you're taking us for a few minutes.
That's right, to Kangirsuk.
Say that again?
Kangirsuk.
All right.
It's on the Hudson Strait, just south of Baffin Island.
I think we've got a map that'll give us a little indication of just where you traveled, first out of Montreal.
Up to Kangirsuk, which is the gateway to the north.
Okay, and then on up. So how many stops to get there?
It's 6, including Kangirsuk.
Okay, I think in our first photograph, we have you in the first stop after Montreal.
That's Kangirsuk. Everyone travels with their dogs, huskies, of course. Being
Now, do they go in the back of the plane, or are they just right?
They go in the cargo
They do.
section, yes.
Unusual, right from the get-go.
Oh, it is.
You know you're going into a whole new world.
Yes.
What was the purpose? How did you end up so far from home?
The mayor of Kangirsuk asked me to come and teach a worship dance, 2-week worship dance camp for children and youth up in Kangirsuk.
Now, this wasn't a first.
No, it's my second time up there. I was last year there for a ladies' conference.
You were saying to me, you're not there teaching your dance to them as much as, well, how did you put it?
Inspiring what's inside of them and bringing that out. Hopefully, I'll just be the vessel to help them do that.
We've got evidence that it worked. Let's go back to the pictures. Oh,
Yes,
now that.
ice. Here we are flying in, just about at the village. There's the village itself.
And it's right on the Hudson Strait.
It is, yes, they're right on the water.
Now, clearly you were escaping our humidity.
I love it. I love that I was gone from the humidity in Toronto. Clean air you can hear as the snow comes down. It's so quiet. There's the
you
airport.
can hear the snowfall.
Yes, I was really surprised. Coming down on either side of me. There's Kangirsuk. That is the airport. It's one building.
Now, I was surprised. Is an understatement. With a phone call, first I didn't think you could reach me from that far. And, well, tell our viewers what your news was.
We were sitting in the mayor's living room. We heard a gunshot telling the village, all 600 people, to come down to the beach. They had caught 6 whales. Here they are bringing them in. Then they all come on their ATVs with their big bags to fill them up. And there they are, pulling them onto the land.
Everybody participated.
Yes, the whole village participated. And here they are, they're starting to cut up the meat. There was enough meat there for the entire village for the winter.
Wow.
So everyone filled up their bags and took it home. It was such a delight to watch.
Now, I have looked at all 900 plus photos that Belma took this summer. And you captured the entire process, which is quite fascinating. I just felt, you know, some people are having breakfast, might not need all the details on the butchering of the whales, but they don't waste anything.
They waste nothing.
Everything is useful.
It is. After 3 hours, the beach was clear. If there was a little shark tooth left, they would use that as earrings. Nothing is wasted.
A whale tooth.
Beautiful. They carve it.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, if that wasn't a great start to your adventure, here's my next surprise, and it's the fact that you have young boys dancing.
Yes, well, they divided them into different age groups, different classes. So one of the classes was boys. They loved it.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
Let's take a look.
There they are.
There you
We're
are
in the
teaching
gym.
them in the gym.
Yes.
And I think in our next, is this the performance actually?
No, it isn't. This is, the class is over. But can we have more? Well, I was teaching every day, but we just thought we'd take a picture there leaning on the cross after the class ended.
Isn't that wonderful? Now, I asked for the next picture because this is a youth house that is built for some of their recreational activities. And I just thought, wonderful to see the color and the effort being made and to see that you're having this kind of influence with the young people. I mean, I know from my own experience, this is This is one of your 14 videos. This is my daughter on the cover. She participated in 2 of your projects, your teaching projects. And just the spiritual influence in her life, I can't begin to express. And to know that you're having ongoing influence with these young people.
It's amazing. I'm just as amazed. I'm so blessed to watch people.
I think you are about to get a drum lesson in this next slide.
Ah, yes.
Did you happen to bring one of these home?
I did not, no. But they make these drums, and everyone participates in worship. A lot of joy in their services.
And women here, church women here, sewed flags for all of those children. You took flags for everybody.
I took
up there
flags,
with you.
yes, from
Now,
the area. Yes.
look at these women. They're just obviously.
elders.
These are the elders?
These are the elders of the churches, yes. And I'm telling you, there's so much joy there.
Now, this is the Women's Conference from 2011.
Yes.
And I think we'll see in the next slide
Yeah.
that, I keep saying slide. Can you tell?
Yes.
Here's the use of veils in their worship dance. Because he lives on the banner behind. Wonderful to see such a live faith in this community, Belma.
Yes, they were divided into groups, and I had each group do a presentation. So their creativity was able to come forth. It's about bringing out what's inside of them and what God puts in their hearts.
And we have one of the churches here. Oh,
That's the church where the conference was.
Okay. Now, this is a delight. The greeting is still an Eskimo kiss.
It is. There we go. That's an Anglican pastor. And these people are very open, very affectionate.
After 2.5 weeks, you had a wonderful performance. And the mayor who invited you was in attendance. I think we have a group shot at the end of, I'm sure, that wonderful time.
And there she is at the bottom left. Her daughter, Jessica, she was one of my assistants for the 2 weeks.
Terrific. Now, another cultural dance that is very important, you didn't have to teach this one, ice hopping.
It actually trains them for hunting, and the men are out there with them on boats. We'll see the picture. There they go, from one piece of ice to the other. But it prepares them for running and sprinting after animals when they sight something that they need to catch. That's quite fascinating.
Did you take a shot at that one,
No.
Belma? I'm glad, actually.
Not that dance.
Okay. But we do have a beauty shot here. This is ice art. That's you in the middle.
Yes, yeah. All the icebergs come floating in, the tide goes out, and then they do put pails underneath and get the water. I drank that water. It's very pure, very good.
Now, that photo was taken in 2011.
Yes.
This summer, no ice.
No, and I went earlier, so it all melted.
You know, they're talking record melting this year and the possibility of no Arctic ice by 2015. Glad you got the picture.
Yeah, I am too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, 2 summers, 2 different groups, observations of spiritual life so far from here.
Hungry. They're so hungry for the spiritual things of God. And one thing I noticed, community living, they thrive on community, and they survive on community, and everyone gets taken care of. So when they catch anything, the whole village gets a piece. Everything is shared. No one goes hungry. Everyone's taken care of. Very precious.
Wow, sounds like the early church, doesn't it? I understand they have a big freezer, and a lot of that whale meat goes in there, and anyone who has need.
Yeah, a community freezer. Yeah. And you know, when there's an event, the whole village comes. Like when we did our presentation, all 600 people came. And what I loved about it, they put all the chairs around the outside of the gym. So they're all facing each other, and they all get to fellowship beforehand that way. There's not the rows behind, one behind. Yeah, so everyone gets to see each other. Yeah, it's wonderful. There's such a feeling of community. I learned a lot from them.
Well, Belma, you had the other unusual thing about this summer and the previous one is that you went from that climate, that culture, that landscape, to something very dramatically different, specifically South America.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have time to go on that tour, but take a look at this visual. How much time did you have in between?
2.5 days.
Oh, and now we're in the tropics. Last year it was Puerto Rico. This year, Costa Rica.
Yes. Yes. I couldn't get out of Kangirsuk because the fog came in and the planes can't land. And this is why I only had 2.5 days to unpack, pack, and fly out again.
And keep on dancing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see, because you do this all over the world, that there are countries and cultures who have an increasing comfort level, if not already existent, to worship God with their body.
And using flags.
Maybe we need you to shake us up a little bit here in Canada. Belma, it's exciting. And will you do this routine next year?
I don't know. If the Lord wants me there, then He'll put it on someone's heart. Depends. I'm open and flexible. I don't know where I'm going to end up next summer.
What a delight.
Oh, but I am going to Puerto Rico in July. I've been invited back there. So we'll see.
Great. Well, thanks for letting us in on what some of us are missing. You can find out more about Belma's ministry at celebrationofdance.com.